Namaste everyone. Continuing with Unit 1 Introduction to Yoga and Yogic Practices. Today let's deal with the topic of brief introduction to Sankhya and Yoga Darshana. As we all know, the philosophy in Indian context is referred to as Darshana. So we have Darshana means the six visions or insight to the reality. So we have six darshanas that is called as, or six philosophies that is called as Shad Darshanas. That is the philosophies in India or Indian philosophy. It's called Shad Darshana. So accordingly, there are two branches of Indian philosophy, Astika and Nastika. Astika is regarded as the orthodox branch, and Nastika is regarded as unorthodox branch. This orthodox branch comprises of six philosophies that is called Shad Darshana. The six philosophies are Mimamsa, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga. These six philosophies are referred to Shad Darshana. Today in this class, we are mainly concentrating on Sankhya and Yoga as a darshanas. The Sankhya school of philosophy is referred or founded by Kapila Muni. It means the right knowledge or numbers. Accordingly, this philosophy is understood as philosophy of right knowledge or philosophy of numbers or some category. There are 25 categories or principles in Sankhya philosophy. It is termed that Sankhya philosophy is termed as an uncompromising dualism or spiritual pluralism. That is, it has two metaphysical principles called Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is the principle of consciousness, or it is regarded as pure consciousness. Prakriti is the principle of matter. Both Purusha and Prakriti are eternal and independent of each other. The entire universe is born out of Prakriti, or what is called primordial matter. Purusha is all pervading and eternal. Sankhya believes in creation of the universe as a result of the union between this Purusha and Prakriti. The existence of God or the supreme being is not directly asserted here. This Prakriti is comprised of three gunas, that is called Trigunas, that are Sattva guna, Rajasika guna, Tamasika guna. Since Prakriti is the material cause of the universe, all the objects in the universe, living or non-living, physical or mental, whatever it is, are made up of Prakriti. All the objects are made up of these three gunas. Sattva guna or Sattvika guna is associated with the quality like happiness, pleasure, compassion, being good, being happy, illuminating. But this Rajasika guna is associated with the quality like pain, suffering, chaos, all these kinds. But Tamo guna is completely different. It is associated with the quality like inactivity, lethargy, darkness, ignorance, negativity. So all these three gunas, Sattvika guna is regarded as the ultimate one, and it is very much required for the healthy well-being of a person, which includes happiness and pleasure. Whereas this Tamo guna is regarded as the least one, which is not required for the living human being, that is majorly comprised of inactivity, lethargy and negativity. The Sankhya school of philosophy accepts only three pramanas. They are regarded for the valid means of acquiring knowledge. These are Pratyaksha or direct perception, Anumana or inference, Shabda or verbal knowledge. So Pratyaksha means having direct knowledge, looking at it, getting the knowledge. Anumana is inference, whether it may be this or that, how could it be? All this comes under Anumana. Shabda is verbal testimony, listening to something and getting knowledge from that. Sankhya philosophy propounds Kaivalya. Kaivalya means liberation from the birth, death, life cycle, or rebirth cycle, which is the major goal of human life. This is the liberation is the ultimate goal for a human being. This liberation is actually the result of ultimate things what you do here. It is the total liberty from all the miseries and sufferings in the human life. So once you attain this kaivalya, there will be no pain or suffering that you should undergo. This pain or sufferings come from three different sources. The first one is adhyatmik. Adhyatmik comes from one's own body and mind. The second one is Adi Bhautik. Adi Bhautik is extra organic or from the outside of oneself, but from the natural world. It is not artificial. It is from the natural world, but it is not from oneself. The third one is Adi Daivik. Adi Daivik is supernatural. It's the suffering which we get from supernatural world. That is which is not predictable. This the adhyatmic is the pain from one's own body. It may be of two types, like physical and mental. Physical causes are like when you are not feeling well because of the imbalance of vata, pitta, or kapha, or the difference of food habits or lifestyle habits. All these come under physical entity of adhyatmic. The second one is the mental cause. The mental cause may be like stress, rage, jealousiness, hatredness, love, compassion, passion. All these come under mental causes. While Adi Bhaudika is caused by like other animals or other organisms except for oneself. Like you may be bitten by the snake, or you may be hurt by some animal, or some other person scolding you or abusing you. All these come under Adi Bhautika category. But Adi Daivika is completely different. Like it is like suffering from floods or unavoidable rain, snowfall, lightning strikes, volcanoes, earthquakes. This is regarded as natural calamities or natural obstructions, natural disasters which occur, which is not related to the specific human being. So these all are called these all belong to the Adi Daivika sufferings. Kaivalya is the state where you overcome all these three types of sufferings. What Sankhya philosophy propounds, yoga practices and realizes that. Therefore, Sankhya and yoga always go with one another or always go together. Sankhya is considered as the theoretical knowledge, yoga is considered as the practical knowledge of Sankhya. So, these both go together. Yoga. So, yoga was founded by Patanjali Maharshi, is regarded to be founded by Patanjali Maharshi. Yoga Darshana is represented by Yoga Sutras, which was written by Maharshi Patanjali. Thus, Yoga Sutras of Patanjali is considered to be the basic text of yoga. The sutras propounded the Ashtanga Yoga or 8 limbs. This Patanjali Yoga Sutra is mainly divided into 4 chapters, or it is called as padas: Samadhi Pada, Sadhana Pada, Vibhuti Pada, and Kaivalya Pada. Samadhi Pada consists of 51 sutras, Sadhana Pada of 55 sutras, Vibhuti Pada of 55 sutras, Kaivalya Pada of 34 sutras, total 195, or some have an additional sutra of 196 instead of 195 sutras. But the additional one sutra does not add anything essential to the existing 195 sutras. It is regarded. So the 8 limbs which is referred by Patanjali Maharshi are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. These 8 limbs, or the steps, or the hierarchy which is to be followed by a person who needs or who has to attain Kaivalya. Kaivalya is sometimes also called as samadhi. So here samadhi pada starts in the second sutra. Samadhi pada starts in the second sutra, which is the definition of yoga as chitta vritti nirodha. It gives the 5 vrittis, namely pramana, which means right knowledge, viparyaya means false knowledge, vikalpa means imagination, nidra deep sleep, and smriti means memory. Compared to other things, the samadhi pada deals with the abhyasa, that is practice, or vairagya, which is called as detachment, and sampragnata and asampragnata states. It also consists of Ishvara and Ishvara Pranidhana, Pranava Japa. Japa is nothing but Om chanting. Antaryas, that is obstacles in the path of yoga. When you have to practice the path of yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, one by one, you have many obstacles to be overcome. So, you have to overcome all these obstacles to attain Kaivalya or to attain Samadhi. Next comes the sadhana pada. Sadhana pada starts with the kriya yoga, which means the tapa or swadhyaya or ishvara pranidhana. And among the other things which deals with kleshas means the unwanted things which are regarded as avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesha. All these terms are slightly important, so kindly give some attention towards it or make a note of it. So sadhana pada starts with kriya yoga, which mainly deals with tapa, swadhyaya, and ishvara pranidhana. And the other things which come in this are kleshas. Kleshas are avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesha. The methods used here are kriya yoga, dhyana, and ratiprasaya for eliminating all these kleshas. Yamas are herely, we know that according to Patanjali, we have 8 limbs. Among that, the first one comes as yamas. Yamas are regarded as mahavratas or the great vows which you have to do it in your life. And niyamas are the techniques of pratipaksha bhavana for confronting the negative thoughts that come in your mind. Asanas are the definition, mythology, and effect. Pranayama is regarded as the type and effect. So all these come under sadhana pada. Next, coming to vibhuti pada, it deals with the definition of dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, the concept of samyama, the various types of vibhutis and siddhis, the supernatural accomplishments which are there that are acquired by this state in vibhuti pada. So dharana, dhyana, and samadhi are the main accomplishments that leads you to the status of kaivalya. So once attaining the samadhi, then you reach the stage of kaivalya. So in that, it is more philosophic in nature. Among the other things, it presents certain arguments. Like in Buddhist philosophy, there are some doctrines. So kaivalya happens wherein chittavritti nirodha finally takes place with the effects of all these. So let's coming for a brief introduction about the 8 limbs of yoga. That is yama. Yama is restraints or observances which govern the social equation of an individual. There are 5 yamas, namely ahimsa, that is non-harming, satya, truthfulness, asteya, that is non-robbing, brahmacharya, that is moderation of sensual and sexual pleasures, and aparigraha is non-possessiveness. Next, coming to niyama. Niyama is the observances which govern the person's equation of an individual. Even this is of 5 types. These are shaucha. Shaucha means purity or cleanliness. Santosha, contentments, happiness. Tapa means Penances. Swadhyaya is self study. Ishwara Pranidara is surrender oneself completely to Ishwara or whichever god is believed by you. Next comes the asanas. Asanas are the body postures. Patanjali says posture which is stable and comfortable is called an asana. That is thiram sukham asanam. If you are comfortable in any posture for n number of time, so you are happy with that in that posture, then you say that you have attained the state of thiram sukham asanam. So next comes pranayama. Ayama of prana is called pranayama. Pranayama is also, according to Patanjali, defined as pranayama as breaking the pace of the normal course of inhalation and exhalation, making it longer and subtle. So next comes pratyahara. It is referred to the withdrawal of the sense organs, as said earlier, moderation of sensual and sexual pleasures. Next comes dharana. Dharana is nothing but concentration. It is the confining of your mind to one region or one object. Dhyana. Dhyana is meditation. Here the mind has become successful in concentration and therefore it is being stretched and experienced towards one object. So now you are able to meditate on one object. So dharana is focusing and dhyana is defocusing. Samadhi is spiritual absorption. In this state of meditation, wherein the self nature of meditator is not there and only the object of meditation shines forth. Patanjali explicitly refers to the three stages of samadhi, that is Sabija Samadhi, Nirbhija Samadhi and Dharma Megha Samadhi. Here actually it is everything in brief, so we are not dealt with in depth. So as per the syllabus, so here we complete Sankhya and Yoga philosophies. Thank you.